You see the red? Okay. All right, we cut over. Oh, Irv, I can see you, man. You're doing all kinds of. Look at Irv. Irv is doing some crazy stuff, man.
I'm trying to find some stuff on TV to watch, guys. I'm sorry.
Welcome to 2 Men and a Six Pack Sports Podcast. We're not letting the stinking weather and the snow keep us from getting together tonight, and we're doing it remote. How about this? So I got sorry about the background. If you're watching, we got one person watching already, but sorry about the background. I was screwing around with some stuff. I had a cool background, messed it up. I'll get it fixed next week. If we have to use this, hopefully we'll be out of the snow by then. But everybody's remote. We're high-tech rednecks. So we got Dave Miller, or the Gnome. We got Mike Irvin. We got Gray Goodson, Chris Rayner, Preston Kelly, and my nephew Teddy Goodson, who always watches the show, but he is from Virginia, but he is I'm sorry, from Tennessee, but he is on the show.
Much different.
Oh, there's not much difference. Okay.
Not much difference.
But he is on the show tonight, so thanks everybody for tuning in. We're gonna have a good show. We got a lot to cover tonight. And so let's just jump in. So we're going to talk. First thing we're going to talk about Super Bowl 60. It's set. Patriots Seahawks February 8th, Levi Stadium. Rematch Super Bowl 49 11 years ago. I talked to Preston about this earlier in the week. He was like 6 years old, 7 years old. Do y'all remember Super Bowl 49? Do you remember who won?
Yeah, hold on.
The Patriots won.
The Patriots won.
Seahawks should have given the ball to Marshawn.
Yeah,
no, I got it on my locker here. I wrote down the scores from the last 20 years. So yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So
are the Cowboys on that list or no?
No, the Cowboys. No, he would have to have a big refrigerator if the Cowboys were on the list.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah. I said on my locker, not the refrigerator.
Well, you'd have to have a massive locker then. How about that?
It's a big locker.
Patriots beat Denver 10-7, snowstorm. Drake Maye, 86 yards passing, but he did score the only touchdown on a run. Their defense forced 5 turnovers. So whoever wants to take this question, what's your take on the Patriots team going into this Super Bowl? Anybody want to take it?
I'm kind of liking the Patriots. I like Maye. And I know that's hard for y'all to believe because he's what, from Carolina?
Yep. But you're liking the Patriots. What about?
I'm liking a homeboy.
Okay. What about? So this will be kind of interesting because we've never done this. So Teddy, I'm going to ask you a question. So Vrabel, he's turned a 4-13 team into 14-3 this year. He's trying to become the first person, player, coach, whatever, to win a Super Bowl on the same team as a player and a coach. Does this rank as one of the best first-year coaching jobs in NFL history, Teddy?
I think it's definitely up there. When you look at how the Patriots had been over the last few years, especially going back to Belichick and some of the final years with Mac Jones, I think definitely taking this team and turning it around, especially the way that they've done it, where you now are getting back to running the ball. It looks like you've got your stud quarterback for the next generation.
Yeah.
And then, their defense has really come on. So I think, it's probably pretty up there. But like Kobe said, job's not done. So he's got to go out there and win it.
Gray, what do you think about the Patriots and Vrabel?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this a lot. It's weird having grown up hating the Patriots and the Brady-Belichick combo and finding myself pulling for them. A lot of that is Drake Maye driven. But Vrabel's a very likable guy. I think he kind of got the screws in Tennessee, which sucks more for them than it does for him. So I think, things work out how they're supposed to. But I like them a lot. Like Teddy said, building out the way they build out. They build out in the trenches with the O-line, the D-line, really stout defense, running game, get the tight ends involved. So there's been a lot of chatter, obviously, that their offense, hasn't been putting up the numbers in the postseason that we've seen on the NFC side. Weather has been a factor to that. Not that it would, be 1-to-1, but the games are just different, right? In the postseason, you play to win the game that you're in. You don't play to outscore someone in a different matchup. So, I think the Seahawks probably have a little bit more firepower than them. And I know a lot's been made about the Patriots' weak schedule, but they still have beat some good teams and shown that when they're at their best, I think they can play with anybody. So I'll be pulling for the Patriots, and I'm excited for the matchup.
Excellent. So Miller and Rayner. Let me ask you this: NFC side, Seahawks beat the Rams 31-27. Darnold 346, 3 touchdowns without an interception. That was the big deal for this game, because during the regular season he threw 6 interceptions against the Rams in 2 games. So Miller and Preston and Rayner, whoever wants to start, is this Darnold's redemption story? Is this legit? Is this for real? Or are the Patriots and their defense going to expose him on the big stage? Miller, what do you think?
I think he's peaking at the right time. He's been playing well. He's been limiting mistakes. So I think this is their year.
You think the Patriots are going to do it? I mean, I'm sorry, the Seahawks are going to do it.
No, Seahawks.
Seahawks are going to do it. Rayner, what do you think, bud?
I think the Patriots come through with the win, and it starts off another multi-title run for the Patriots.
Another
Next Tom Brady. He won't win 6 or 7. No, not kidding.
You just said that?
Yeah.
He just said it, dude.
Drake Maye could very well reel off another 3 or 4 titles in the next few years.
Preston, thoughts?
Well, it takes more than one.
Good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, it definitely feels like
win the first one.
It definitely feels like that we are starting to witness the next kind of Belichick and Brady with Drake Maye and Mike Vrabel with what they're able to do. But I don't know. I think that Seattle team is that defense and offense is just scary, and they've definitely gone up against more legit competition, in my opinion. Kind of what we touched on earlier in the week. So I think they for sure have the edge coming into this game.
All right. Which defense wins this game? New England's playoff dominance or Seattle's #1 scoring defense? Miller, who wins the defense? Which defense wins?
Seattle.
Irv.
I'm going to say the Patriots, as bad as I hate to say it.
Teddy.
Seattle.
Gray, which defense wins?
I think the way they've been playing recently, I'd give the edge to Seattle. Drake Maye's fumbling tendencies the last couple games are definitely a little bit of a concern for me.
Rayner?
I think Seattle's defense is better, but I think the Patriots win because their offense is better. Them legs of Drake Maye are going to come into play in the Super Bowl.
All right. Preston, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I like Seattle's defense, I think.
All right. So the big thing, Gray mentioned it too, Drake Maye, he's been kind of turnover prone. Shoulder injury, they said he was going to play. I read something today that he's actually maybe sick now or something too. So, maybe I don't know if
he's got gonorrhea for herpelitis.
Probably got the COVID.
The COVID. I don't know. He's got something. So anyway, so here we go. Rapid fire. I'll start with Irv. Irv, final score prediction of the game. What you got? Final score.
28-20. 28-21.
And you got the Patriots.
Yeah.
Miller. Does Drake May's shoulder hold up for 4 quarters?
No.
Teddy. Sam Darnold, does he throw more TDs or more interceptions in this game?
He throws more TDs in this game.
All right. Gray, which running back has the bigger game? Stevenson for the Patriots or Kenneth Walker III for Seattle?
All-purpose yards, I'll go Kenneth Walker. I'll go
All right.
Ramondre on the ground.
All right. Preston, Jackson Smith Njimbe, however you say his name, over under 6.5 receptions.
I'll take the over on that one.
All right. Rayner, who you got Super Bowl MVP if the Patriots win? Who's the Super Bowl MVP for the Patriots?
Drake Maye.
All right. Irv, if the Seahawks win, who you got for Seahawks MVP if they win?
Coach.
All right. Who coach? He can't be the coach. Who you got?
I don't. I mean,
do you know anybody that plays for the Seahawks?
Darnold.
Okay.
I don't care about the Seahawks, dude.
Okay.
West Coast stuff.
Who wants a Bill Belichick question as it relates to this? Gray, over and under. Gray, over and under. How many times do they show Bill Belichick in the crowd during the Super Bowl?
That's funny.
I think it'll only be a couple. I'll go 2.5.
All right. Miller, which
Either?
I'm sure he will be, even though he got blackballed from the Pro Bowl, which I didn't even put that in the notes. We can talk about that, or that might be a stud or dud. Miller, which tight end makes the biggest impact, Hunter Henry or Noah Fant?
Probably Hunter Henry.
Okay. All right. Now, I've got a special question, and Gray cannot answer this question because he actually provided it to me, but he cannot answer this question. And you guys might get, well, I'm just going to ask a question. 5 schools. So if New England can win the Super Bowl, Drake Maye will be the 6th player, out of college schools, he will be the 6th player to have gone to a college that also has produced a Super Bowl winning quarterback and the President of the United States. So you follow me? President of the United States and Super Bowl quarterback winner. Can anybody name the other 5? Can anybody name any of the other 5?
It's a great question. I can't.
I think I saw this the other day, and I think it was like Harvard is one of the ones that would have thought been on there, but they weren't.
Yeah, they are not.
Yeah,
so
Harvard's not. Yeah.
So I'll start you. I'll help. I'll give you a hint.
I'll go with Army.
You're close.
Close.
Navy.
Navy. And that's
Navy,
Jimmy Carter and Roger Staubach. Now,
Well, you knew it come back to a Cowboys.
yeah.
One of the best quarterbacks, one of the worst presidents.
So now, yeah, exactly.
Yes, agreed.
So
agreed.
now, I'll give you a hint here. This college beat Carolina on their West Coast swing in basketball about 2 weeks ago.
Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
California.
No, it's Stanford, actually. And that is Hoover was the president, obviously, and Elway and Plunkett were the quarterbacks. And look here, look what Brian Kelly has just put in here while he's watching the show. How early did you have to log on, Goody, to get Irv set up? Man, so how about that? We started at 4:00 actually, Irv. Okay, so the next one.
Brian, we started at 4.
And then then he just comments again. Irv wins the AV Setup Award. So next school would be.
Thank you.
Next school would be. I'll give you their coach just retired. No, that's not it. They're undefeated in college basketball.
That's a good head. That's good.
Oh, I just saw that.
In college basketball, they're undefeated in college basketball.
What's either Arizona or Miami of Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
with Ben Roethlisberger
and Harrison was the president,
Yep.
How about
Michigan's on that list because of Tom Brady?
That's
Yeah,
right,
Michigan.
Tom Brady and Gerald Ford, and then the last one. If anybody gets the last one besides Gray,
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
going to
this
say
is-
the last one is the tough
yeah,
one.
this is dragging on. So I'll just tell you guys, Delaware. No one ever
Flacco.
can. So I'll tell you Delaware. Can you tell me who?
No, I know. Joe
Well,
Biden.
you know the quarterback, but do you know the president?
It's Biden.
Flacco.
Joe
Flacco,
Biden.
Flacco and Joe Biden.
Flacco,
yeah.
Yeah.
Great question. That's a
Good
great
call,
question. Great question.
Good call.
Second worst president.
Yeah. All right. So let's move to NFL coaching carousel. It's winding down. So we got this week the Browns, Todd Monken, former Ravens OC, Buffalo Bills, Joe Brady. He was promoted from OC, which we're going to talk a little bit about those two because there's some interesting things that have gone on with those. New York, of course, John Harbaugh. Pittsburgh, Mike McCarthy. Everybody's down on that one except me, I think. The Dolphins, Jeff Hafley. Of course, we know that. Atlanta Falcons, Kevin Stefanski. Arizona Cardinals. They have hired Mike LaFleur, Rams offensive coordinator, and he's the new head coach. And it's gonna happen just as soon as the Super Bowl ends, I guess. Seattle's offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak will become the Raiders head coach. Preston, you want to talk a little about this because you gave me this information, man. Anything you want to say real quick about this stuff?
Yeah,
Is he awake?
I very awake. I like the Cardinals move for grabbing Mike LaFleur. I think I found it. I looked at an interesting stat today, and I should have sent it over to you, Goody. Since Sean McVay has been the head coach of the Rams, he's had 4 offensive coordinators, including Mike LaFleur, and all 4 of them are now head coaches throughout the league. So Mike LaFleur just took over as one. Kevin O'Connell, Liam Cohen, the current coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then one other one that's slipping my. Oh, it's Matt LaFleur, who's the head coach for the Green Bay Packers. So I found that very interesting that all of his offensive coordinators that he's had since he's been in the league are now head coaches. So it's obvious that he's able to produce some, not just head coaches, but really good head coaches.
And the thing about that is, man, he's young, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even know if he's 40 yet.
I mean, when he was hired, wasn't he the youngest at the time? When he was hired, wasn't he the youngest head coach at the time when he was hired? Yeah. We've lost Rayner. I don't know what Rayner's got going on. So
Rayner died.
Yeah. So a little bit more.
He got potty.
Some major coordinator moves. The Chargers, of course, hired Mike McDaniels, former Dolphins head coach. Tennessee Titans hired Brian Dable, former Giants head coach, as their offensive coordinator. Jim Schwartz from the Browns, he was their defensive coordinator. He is declining to return after being passed over for the head coaching job. Didn't he? And Jim Schwartz used to be the head coach at where? Where was he the head coach? Detroit, yeah. Was that the year they went 0-16, Teddy?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They were not very good.
They were not very good. Okay. Then the last is Atlanta fired Raheem Morris. This is like falling out of the front. I mean, this is like a blessing to me. Raheem Morris gets fired as Atlanta's defensive coordinator, and he's going to San Francisco now as their defensive coordinator. So he's going to be improving with that defense. So questions as it relates to this. So Harbaugh wanted Monken with him as the Giants offensive coordinator, but now he's going to be the coach in Cleveland. So now he's got to find a new offensive coordinator for Jackson Dart and that offense. On a scale of 1 to 10, who's a Giant? I'll ask Irv because it's in the NFC East. How much does losing Monken hurt Harbaugh's chances of succeeding in New York on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
You think it does? Okay.
Schwartz. I think it's going to.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you because they got a lot of pieces in place, right?
Don't.
No, I do. They've got a lot of pieces in place. They just need somebody to to make it happen. So
Shut up, Teddy.
Is losing Schwartz in Cleveland and that defense, is that a bigger blow than people might think? Cleveland's defense has been one of the league's best in the last 3 or so years. Who wants to answer that question? Miller.
Yes, I think it's going to hurt. The defense has been the only thing that the Browns has done well. I mean, they kept him in games, competitive, and I think Schwartz is a big part of that. So wherever he ends up, it'll be a plus for where he ends up.
Teddy, who wins the AFC North next year?
The AFC North?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Cincinnati. So
Cincinnati.
I think with their offense, they're going to be super loaded. I don't know how Mike McCarthy is going to be coming in with Pittsburgh, because if,
isn't that crazy?
What their quarterback situation is going to be, what their quarterback situation is going to be like. I think the Browns are probably going to be the Browns that we've seen. In Baltimore, I think has just too much turnover in their coaches and coordinators that they're going to be kind of trying to figure themselves out. So I think Cincinnati comes in and they win. It's going to be tight, but I think they win.
All right. Gray, let me ask you this. Buffalo Bills' situation is very bizarre. They fire Sean McDermott saying coaching was the problem. Then they turn around and promote within Joe Brady, who was literally on McDermott's staff, they promote him to head coach. What kind of message does that send to whoever? Coaching is a problem, but here's another guy on the same staff. What kind of message is that sending?
Yeah, I don't love the message. I mean, I think the concept, right, is that McDermott was not the guy that could get him over the hump. And I think this was – I understand it as a make-or-break year, right, for them in the AFC with no Burrow, no Mahomes, right, a lot of those guys out of the playoffs, not being able to capitalize on that, feeling the need for change. But going with an internal candidate and Brady didn't really make sense to me. I think he's a brilliant offensive mind. I think he's more sorted to be an offensive coordinator than a head coach. I don't see that going well personally. I think he kind of fits in that vein of maybe a Mike McDaniels type, very brilliant offensive mind, but just not suited to cover both sides of the ball. So we'll see, but I don't like the message, and I don't personally love the hire.
All right. Preston, you already talked a little bit about this. LaFleur goes to the Cardinals. He's been the mastermind behind that offense. The Cardinals have a little bit. Are the Cardinals sticking with Kyler Murray? They've got a couple good wide receivers, but are they sticking with Kyler Murray? And if they do, can LaFleur and Kyler Murray turn the Cardinals around quick?
I think they should, just because you're kind of looking at just how the draft with quarterbacks and free agency and everything. I think the safe option is to stick with Kyler Murray and I think the smart move was to go for an offensive mind. That offense has a lot of good, young, solid weapons and pieces with Trey McBride, who's one of the best tight ends in the NFL, and then Marvin Harrison, all the potential that he has, and Michael Wilson. And, I think the safe bet is to keep Kyler around just because he is familiar with those guys, and that'll help LaFleur for sure, I'm sure, in his first year as head coach, especially playing them twice a year the last couple of years. So I think that is a safe option to keep Kyler around and see if they can build on the young studs for around that offense.
All right. Rayner. So we got Harbaugh recycled from the Ravens to the Giants. McCarthy recycled to the Steelers from retirement.
That still blows my mind.
Stefanski recycled from the Browns to the Falcons. Are we just retreading coaches, man? Are just the same old, and does somebody? And Herb brings up a great point. Does somebody like McCarthy deserve not even a second chance? This is a third chance. Rayner, your thoughts on that?
I think McCarthy will do the best initially there in Pittsburgh. Harbaugh long term. But
Okay.
yeah, they're recapping everybody because there's just only so many people that they trust to be head coaches.
Yeah.
Can we touch on that for a second?
Absolutely. Go ahead, man.
So just a kind of general question. In y'all's opinion, who is the best head coach probably in the NFL currently right now? First person that comes to mind. or maybe one of the best.
I like Sean McVay, man. I like Sean McVay, but that's because I like the Rams. I mean,
Dan Campbell out in
Dan
Detroit.
Campbell comes up for me too. After this year, maybe a little bit more skeptical, but that's who came to my mind as well.
Rayner, who you got?
Guys,
Irv, who you got?
I like Vrabel.
I like Vrabel, man. He's
Yeah,
badass. That dude's badass. I mean, he's been there, done it, and I like
Vrabel.
Miller, who you got?
Hell yeah.
I'll take D, all the above.
Yeah, good point.
All three of you guys, Vrabel, he's done a great job. McVay's been solid. I mean, all of them, I think all three of them could be the guy.
Well, my point that I was getting to is the person that I was going to mention was Andy Reid. Andy Reid was in Philly for a very long time before he went to Kansas City. He never won a Super Bowl, and then you put him in Kansas City. And yes, Patrick Mahomes does help, but all of a sudden, as soon as he makes the move over to Kansas City, where he didn't have success in Philly, he would have all this success. So in my opinion, yes, it is a little weird to see kind of just former head coaches shuffling around from different areas, but sometimes change can be good, and sometimes maybe you're not good in one place and you go to another place, and all of a sudden you're able to find that success. And I think that that could be what we see with some of these other guys that just, like y'all said, are getting shuffled around. But that's just the only thing that I wanted to bring up, the point that I wanted to make.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
It's a good point. I think you'll see that with McCarthy in Pittsburgh.
Shit.
I agree.
They got to figure out their quarterback situation.
I don't agree with
first.
You shall see.
I think it helps when you don't have Jerry Jones in your ear.
McCarthy won't last 2 years in Pittsburgh.
You don't think?
Whoa.
Nope.
So with Pittsburgh, is this going to be the first year that they're not above 500 in 30
wow,
years?
what an interesting thought, man. What an interesting thought.
Who's going to quarterback him?
I don't know. It's going to be Aaron, for sure.
Yeah, I think A.A. Ron will come back with McCarthy.
He'll do one more year and see how, and try and let it roll. And
like
I think McCarthy will be able to draw some guys in.
Yeah, he had the number one team in the world and couldn't do shit.
Well, that's because that's because of the owner, dude.
Yeah, we can all say that. I understand it.
Ain't nobody been able to do good with that team in 30 years. Ain't been to a conference championship in 20 years, 15 years before I was born. I mean,
what are you, 12 years old now?
A big part was the owner, and then the fan base. You got fans that are sitting there calling the number one team in the world, and they ain't won a world title.
I know a guy.
I think that speaks for itself. Number one team in the world.
Exactly.
That you could Google it.
You just made my point for me.
The Cowboys are the only NFC team that has not been to the NFC Championship this century. Every other NFC team has made it except
that's very true. That's
very true. But I'm still going to love them. Y'all can all kiss my ass. I'm still going to love them.
I'm glad.
We need more. And I'm going to pull for the Panthers too a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's
glad I can see you, Teddy.
I do want to share a stat to slightly counteract that point, because I don't disagree that new settings are. But I do think there is also a degree of we've seen what we've seen with coaches, right? So 36 coaches have won the Super Bowl. Of the 32 that were hired after the start of the era, only 4 have ever won a Super Bowl past their 5th year. So if you don't win it in your first 5 years in the league, you're probably not very likely to actually win the Super Bowl as a coach. So I'd say Andy Reid may be a more of a one-off exception to that than maybe like normal trend. I don't know, because I don't know, but I think you could go both ways. But it is, I was just trying to find that stat because I was kind of blown away by, if you get beyond a certain milestone in the league, you don't seem to win.
Interesting.
But wasn't one of those Belichick?
That's a good question. I don't actually know who. So one won it in their 14th year, their 8th year, 7th, and 6th year were the 4 years.
I don't think Belichick won in his first 5. I might be wrong, but I don't think he won in his first 5.
And
So
he was
I
with
think the
Cleveland.
14th. I think the 14th is Andy Reid. Funny enough,
Yeah.
or that might be Pat Cower, but I don't know.
All right, question for everybody. Rapid fire. I'll start with Gnome. Tough next year with the new head coaches. Of course, we don't know what's going to go in the draft. We don't know about free agency, but just based on what we know with head coaches, toughest division in the NFL.
Toughest?
Yeah.
I'm still going to say it's probably the NFC West.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. NFC West.
NFC West,
Yeah,
Gray?
I don't see how you could go away from that.
Has to be.
At the moment.
Is everybody pretty much set with that one?
Yes.
I'll say the NFC
pretty
North.
much.
You say the NFC North, Teddy?
Yeah, with the way Chicago's come on, I think the Vikings will do a little bit better. I think Detroit, they went through a lot of changeover with losing both of their coordinators, so they'll come back and they'll be better. And I think Green Bay is just they're going to get better with Jordan Love and everybody staying healthy there and having a more solid, consistency with the receiving core.
Yeah. NFC North is stout.
No, that's a
you got-
fair shot. I'm expecting the bounce back for the Lions too. So yeah, if the Vikings if they don't have a bottom dog, right, like the Cardinals in the NFC West, if the Vikings are able to at least be okay, then I think that's probably your best comparison.
So what's the best division? What's the best division in the AFC?
AFC
I think
North.
AFC West.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the AFC North
I would
is.
say West.
Yeah, the AFC North is just so unknown, isn't it? I mean, we just don't know.
Call me crazy. I'd say the South, honestly.
That's legit.
I mean,
Yeah. So this is a rapid fire question. Let's just start the rapid fire, and I'll start with you, Preston. Does Kansas City bounce? Since you asked this about Andy Reid, does Kansas City bounce back next year and make a deep run in the playoffs?
no, not with
No.
Mahomes. Probably not going to probably be healthy to start the season off, and their current. Yeah, no.
Okay, Gray. Which new head coach has the toughest job?
But shit, that's
Yeah, I'd say going to the Browns, man.
They're going to the Browns. Okay. Okay, Rainer.
The Browns got that Pro Bowl quarterback though.
Oh yeah, they got. Don't worry, we're going to talk about that one. Rainer, which coordinator turned head coach succeeds first? Monken, Brady, or LaFleur? Monken to what? Cleveland, right? Brady to Brady to is staying at the Bills, and LaFleur to the Cardinals.
I think LaFleur with the Cardinals.
All right, Irv. Who's the first head of these head coaches? Who's the first one to get fired? Do you?
I still think McCarthy ain't going to last.
Okay.
I was going to go back. I was going to go back to that, but he ain't going to last.
All right, Miller. I got one special for you because it's a Dolphin, kind of sort of Dolphin one. Will Mike McDaniel be a head coach again within 3 years?
No.
No. All right, and then the last one for I'll give it to Teddy. Over and under 2.5 years before John Harbaugh and the Giants part ways. Do you think he will be there for more than 2.5 years?
Yeah, I'll say over on that.
Okay. All right, cool. Good deal. Wow. Let's talk a little college basketball. This late in the season, there has never been two teams still undefeated. Arizona making history. They just beat Arizona State yesterday, improved to 22-0. Best start in program history, passing the actually 2013-14 team. They've tied Kansas 96 team for the best Big 12 start in being undefeated. What makes it so impressive, 6 wins over ranked teams. I remember at the beginning of the year, it seemed like every other game Arizona was playing like a top team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they've still got a brutal schedule. They play Oklahoma State February 7th, who's not bad, but then they play Kansas February 9th at Kansas, and then they go to Houston February 21st. That's going to be a crazy game. And then they got Texas Tech and BYU at home. Arizona, they're tied with Miami, of course. Miami, but there's a perception, obviously. Arizona's number 1. Miami's ranked 24. Why is that? Because they're in the MAC, and it's because who they're playing. But let's give them Miami a little, a little due. They're 22-0, beat Northern Illinois by 24 points yesterday. They just cracked the top 24. And 3 years ago, this team had gone 12-20. So, first of all, to anybody, can you name the Miami head coach? Can anybody name who the Miami head coach is?
No.
Negative.
It is Travis Steele. Travis Steele was the head coach at one time at Xavier of Ohio, from 18 to 22. He got fired after going 54-50. And 15 days later, he got hired at Miami of Ohio. He told the AD, he said, this may take some time. So they went 12-20 his first year, 15-17 last year, and now he's 22-0. So Ken Palm, the big stat folks, give them a 5.1% chance to finish the regular season undefeated. They play in a one bid league. The MAC gets one bid, automatic bid. So they could mess around and screw up and lose the MAC tournament, and all this could go away. So would an undefeated regular season followed by a conference tournament loss be a success or failure for Miami? Anybody answer that?
Failure.
I think they'd make the tournament if they did that.
You think so? Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be ranked probably around 15th at the time. Even if they lost the MAC tournament, they'd probably make it.
Okay. Gray,
Yeah.
rapid fire. Does Arizona finish the regular season unbeaten?
No. I don't know who they lose to, but it's just not happening.
Teddy, if no, who's going to get them?
Too many games.
I'd say either Kansas or Houston.
All right.
So those two road games.
Yeah, I like Kansas.
Big
well.
opponents. That's who I could see. But honestly, every team you named off, like
could potentially
brutal.
Get them. Yeah.
They're brutal.
I think
he
should do that.
Preston, Tommy Lloyd, National Coach of the Year.
Yeah, if he finishes the way that they're doing, for sure, I think he has to be the front runner for it.
All right, Rainer, 2 of the top teams right now, Arizona and UConn. If that's the championship game, who wins? Arizona versus UConn. Have you been following college basketball? Arizona.
Has Arizona played at Kansas yet?
No, that's coming up. That's one of those games they got coming up.
Fog Allen Fieldhouse. They will lose that game.
It was rocking. Did anybody watch it last night? Gray and I did. They played BYU. And it was the 1,000th game in Fog Allen Fieldhouse, and it was crazy. All right, so over or under 32.5 wins. Miller, over and under 32.5 wins for Arizona. They're 22-0 right now.
For regular season?
Well, for the total.
Overall?
No, overall.
I'm going to go over.
Over. So you think they're okay? Good deal.
They're making a deep run.
Yeah.
I think they will too. I agree with you, Biller.
Okay.
What?
Will Miami finish the regular season unbeaten? Just the regular season. That's not counting?
No.
Okay.
No,
so you think somebody in the MAC is going to get them?
Yep.
Okay.
Baby, it's hard to go that many games and not lose.
Okay.
There's always you got to play the game.
All right. This is for everybody, and I'll start with Chris Rainer. Where does Miami get seeded in the NCAA tournament if they win the MAC? What seed, Rainer?
If they win out and win the MAC?
Yep.
Or just win the MAC tournament?
Win the MAC tournament and get the automatic bid.
I think they're a 2 seed.
Wow. Preston. What do you think, Preston?
I would think what seed they would get.
Yeah.
I was thinking more around the 7 or 8 range. That would be my guess.
All right, Teddy.
Yeah, I was thinking 7 or 8, just because you look at their schedule and even if they finish undefeated with the championship, they don't have anybody on their schedule to bump them up super high.
Yeah, they currently have not beaten the top 25 team this year, but of course they haven't played one. So, Gray, what do you think? What seed?
Yeah, I mean, I think if they go undefeated and win then they'll be at about a 7. I think if they lose, they'll probably drop out of the top 25, and then they'll just get the at-large, and they'd be around like an 11 or a 12, to be honest.
Like or potentially like one of those play-in games. Yeah. Miller, what do you think? What seed?
I was thinking, because in there a 10 or 11, 12 where they do a play-in seed.
Yeah, Carolina last year was in the play-in.
I could see them being one of those higher seeded playing games.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think is an interesting question. If you're in a play-in game, should you be a 10 or 11 seed, or if you're having to play in to get into the tournament, shouldn't you be playing in to be a 16 seed?
You would think that would be the case.
I've never really loved that.
I agree with that. It should all be 15 and 16 seeds.
Yeah,
they're just trying to fit in extra.
Really, 16 and 17. Yeah,
they can't justify. So they're like, we can't justify putting you in, but we'll put you through a play-in game because we want you in, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you get a 11 seed, so you bypass how many teams is that? So,
yeah, that's interesting. Irv, what seed do they get? What's their seed?
I'm gonna. Well, I will agree with a mid seed. How about that? A mid.
Okay, that's the way to stay on the fence. Thank you.
Well,
thank you. Thank you for staying on the fence, Irv.
I'm sitting here watching James Raymond in Tampa Bay. They're going to play that hockey game outside. I'm watching.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
It's kind of cool.
All right, so let's talk about. So we're talking about college basketball. Let's talk about. This has got to be the best year in a long time, and so I hope you guys watch college basketball because you're seeing something pretty special right now. You got 5, 6, maybe even up to 8 or 9 freshmen that are just crushing it. Okay, Arizona is led by this freshman Pete. It's Koa, and then his last name is Pete. Duke, Cameron Boozer, averaging double, and he's projected as a lottery pick. BYU's AJ DeBonzi, most hype recruit. I mean, I think the Mormons and BYU gave him like $8 million or something, just crazy. And some are calling him, the number 1 overall pick. Kansas, if the kid can play and stay healthy, Darren Peterson, that's the big thing. He's averaging over 21 points a game. And then you just cannot have this list without Carolina's Caleb Wilson. I mean, the guy's legit, man. The guy's legit. I mean,
good.
Yeah. So I'll start with number 5. So I've got a question about these 5. Who wants to take it on? Just raise your hand. Who's been following college basketball a lot?
I'm probably, yeah.
Okay. I'll ask the ones that. So if you feel qualified to answer this question, chime in. Rank these 5 guys right now from 5 to 1.
Potential or just current ability?
Like ranking them right now.
It's your ranking.
Who's 5?
What were the 5? Peterson, Wilson,
Wilson, Boozer, DeBonzi, and Pete.
Yeah, Pete's 5. Love Wilson. Wilson's probably coming in at 4. Right now is where it gets tricky. I'll put Peterson 3 solely on the fact that he's not playing enough. But when he does, I mean, he looks like the best player draft wise out of those guys. DeBasanta 2, and then just based on right now, it's Boozer. I mean, I think he'll be the front runner for National Player of the Year. If I were to flip that for draft wise, I'd flip Boozer and Peterson. Peterson 1, Boozer down to 3. But right now, it's hard to argue with any of them over Boozer. I mean, he's had one of the best freshman seasons we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Teddy, you've been shaking your head. You want to agree, disagree, move players around? What do you think?
No, from what I've seen, it's about the same. I would say probably maybe move Wilson up to 3 above Peterson in a lot of the same points. Just, Peterson, we haven't got to see enough of Peterson, but Boozer and his brother there are just they're killing it. Like they're so good. Preston? I know you guys love to hear that as Carolina.
No, I mean next Saturday night is going to be nasty, man. I mean it's going to be nasty.
Hey, Wilson did beat Peterson head to head. They beat Kansas. So.
Yeah.
Preston, what you think about this? You're 5.
Yeah. I think I agree with Teddy. I would move Caleb ahead of Peterson just because Caleb's played all year and we've gotten to see a lot more of Caleb and what he can do and everything. And I'm really confident that if Carolina didn't have those couple hiccups whenever they went on the West Coast side, that maybe we'd be talking more about Caleb a little bit. But I think the biggest thing is that it really seems to me that, yes, Caleb is sticking out the most on that Carolina team, but at the same time, when they're able to play like a team, he's not the one that's having to drop 30 every night. He can have a double-double, like 20 with like 12 rebounds, and still they're going to be able to get guys like Vassar or maybe even a Derek Dixon going to where he really plays better as when they play like a team rather than some of these other guys that are really scoring the crazy amount of points every single night. And that's not taken away from them, but that's just how I see it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I definitely think the other 3 teams are more relying on their guys to have big nights to win. So
yeah.
Rayner, Irv, Miller, any thoughts about these 5?
I'm outside.
I think the experts covered it.
Okay. Well, Miller, I'm gonna start with you. Which one of these 5 players can lead their team, or it could be both of them? How many of them can lead their team to the Final Four? Who's going to be in the Final Four, and which one of these can lead them?
Well, good. If I knew that, I would do really good on one of those big brackets, and I might win some money. But
I was going to say, you would win some cash. Good call, Millet.
Take an educated guess.
Well, you got to look at the top teams right now. Arizona, UConn, and then throw any other, the blue bloods that are always got a chance there. You can throw in Gonzaga, right? It's toss up.
Okay.
See how the tournament goes, and
Shut up.
I'm ready because that's a fun time of the year.
Yeah. Brian Kelly says your camera's froze because your mouth isn't moving on the gnome. So
no, it's not. He's talking about me. I went out. Is he talking about me or Miller?
No,
he's not talking about you.
Not everything's about
no. Not everything's about you. You're out.
Typical.
I understand that, but Brian Kelly said something. But you know what? Never mind.
Great. Which freshman do you trust the most in a clutch tournament game during March Madness? Which freshman?
Gosh, I don't want to say my answer.
Oh, so it must be Cameron Boozer.
If it is, and I'm not gonna. I think when I watch him, right, I want to say Peterson, but you don't see him play the second half to have any freaking idea if you trust him. Then, but yeah, I think Boozer.
Boozer.
Unfortunately.
All right.
To be neutral.
Teddy, best pure scorer, Darren Peterson or AJ DeBonzi? Which one's the better pure scorer?
Dave Peterson probably.
All right.
But again, we're just, like we've kept saying, we got to see more. There's something to be said, right? Like you being able to play and being able to produce and constantly being out there, like that's a huge thing, being available. So
yeah.
I agree with that.
That's what I was saying to him last night. I was like, even if you think Peterson's better, are you confident taking him first overall when you he's 18 and having injury concerns already. And, maybe some of that's playing the game and not risking it. But I don't know. It's a little bit of a red flag to me.
Rayner wins the Man Cave Award setup, according to Brian Kelly. Man, you win the Man Cave Award.
What?
So since you won the congratulations. So since you win the Man Cave Award,
shit.
who's the most NBA ready? Cameron Boozer or Caleb Wilson, Rayner? Who's the most NBA ready? Cameron Boozer or Caleb Wilson?
Overall, Boozer, but Wilson would be the one that would kind of be like the Dominic Wilkins type effect.
Okay.
He'd go to your team and light things up.
Preston, who wins the National Freshman of the Year? Who wins the award?
It'll be Boozer. It'll be Boozer, for sure.
All right. Gray, over or under 4.5 freshmen taken in the lottery in the 2026 draft? Over or under?
It's easy over there.
Okay. Irv.
I think the first 4 pick will be a freshman.
What?
Irv.
What? I'm a little disappointed with Brian Kelly's pick. So we'll come back to that.
His feelings are.
We'll circle back.
Irv,
Irv,
you have showcased that garage door pretty well, though.
Yeah, the garage door looks good.
Door
well,
is
buddy, I'm sorry.
Aren't y'all glad his camera, him moving his camera has been making me sick. I haven't said anything, but
the best thing is that I'm sitting here in my room with my door shut, but I can still hear him in the laughing room or in the living room dying of laughter every 15 seconds. And oh my gosh!
All right, Irv, listen to me. Here you go.
Frank Drebin on Police Academy peeing in the bathroom.
Duke, Carolina next Saturday. Boozer versus Wilson head to head. Does one of them dominate the other?
Boozer is going to do that.
He's going to dominate Wilson. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Which one is the first one? Is it at Carolina or at Duke?
Yeah, it's at Carolina next Saturday. Yeah.
It's at Carolina.
Carolina wins the first one.
Miller, if you're starting a franchise,
if
you're starting a franchise tomorrow, Miller, who you taking number 1 in the class?
I'm probably taking Boozer.
Irv, who you taking?
There you go. I'm gonna take Boozer.
Gray, who you taking? Say it.
If I can get no, I'm not, because if I can get the medicals and I'm happy with them, I'm taking Peterson.
Oh my God.
Okay, Teddy, who you taking?
If I'm happy with his medicals, he's next Toby.
I mean, that's legit.
Yeah, I take Boozer.
Preston.
I'm taking my Carolina boy. I'm taking Caleb Wilson. Screw Boozer.
Rayner, who you taking?
Whenever you're in doubt, always go with the Boozer.
The Boozer. All right. Last segment before studs and duds. This one is totally, and Preston and I had a conversation about this. Yeah, I just don't understand this. Shedeur Saunders, Cleveland rookie quarterback, AFC Pro Bowl this week. He replaces Drake Maye, who obviously preparing for a Super Bowl. Sanders is the first Browns quarterback to make a Pro Bowl since 2008. And he's the first 5th-round rookie since Puka 2 years ago to make the Pro Bowl. Here is his stats. 7 games. He went 3-4 as a starter, 56.5% completion, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. So 1,400 yards in 7 games. My Onslow County math tells me that equates to about 200 yards a game. Whoever wants to answer this question, is this for real, man? Is this a joke? Whoever, whoever.
Can I add
on go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So I mentioned the fact when we were talking about it, I mentioned the fact how they probably had a lot of guys declined to probably take it because it's an invite and all these games and everything. Did y'all get a chance to see who another AFC replacement is in the Pro Bowl? It's not a starting quarterback. Well, currently it's not a starting quarterback. It was Joe Flacco.
It's another quarterback that played for the Browns. Yep.
It's another quarterback that played for the Browns, and it's the current backup for the Cincinnati Bengals. So that tells me right there that a bunch of the starters and the big names like Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, probably C.J. Stroud. They don't want to go waste their time doing any of this mess. So they went to Shador first, of course, because probably it was one of their last options. And then they looked around. They're like, well, we got nobody else. So we're just going to go to Joe Flacco because he played some of the most football in both Cleveland and Cincinnati, and he's only our other worthy recipient. So, and I just think it's funny that 2 out of the 3 Cleveland starting quarterbacks are going to be the AFC representatives as quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl.
Irv, what you got to say about
that? I was going to ask us, where's never mind.
Where's who?
It's in Dallas.
Out of brain. No, shut up. It ain't Dallas. Never mind. Hold on. I'll come back to that. I'll circle back.
He's lost his train of thought.
He's lost his train of thought.
I lost my train of thought because y'all were talking about some bullshit.
By him not losing the setup award. That's what's going
on. Yeah, ever since your dad, ever since your dad named Rayner as having the best setup, Irv has been a little bit off. I mean,
Rayner's on his high horse.
He just don't. And then you tell me that I'm spinning around. I mean, I'm moving the camera, but shut up.
I'm about to throw up just watching you.
I'm not
he says that you're having an old timers moment. That's what Brian says.
Well,
and then he says that you're his first dud. I don't know exactly what that means, but
that's fine.
So do they even need to have a Pro Bowl in the NFL anymore? I mean, is it? I mean, what's the
no? And that's what I was going to say, right? Like, normally it's a week before the Super Bowl, so I guess it would be today.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I thought I saw something about it today.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway, right, is in terms of these all-time comparisons, and when people start to look back at careers, right, the Pro Bowl is just something that's not going to be considered valuable whatsoever, right? It's just all pro and that's it, right? All pro and then the other awards. But
my question was, where's Lamar going after he leaves Baltimore? That was my question.
That's a good question.
Did you miss our fake news?
Oh, it's not fake. It's not.
It's not. We've already decided. Baltimore.
No, so this week, yeah, he's going to Las Vegas. We talked about that last week. This week's fake news, which we were going to start a new segment called "You Heard It Here First."
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was going to basically be a fake news segment. And last week's fake news segment was Lamar's going to the Raiders, right?
Raiders are going to trade the number overall pick for
and they're going to trade the number overall pick to the Raiders. The Raiders are going to trade it to Baltimore, and Lamar's going to the Raiders. This week's you heard it here first, is because of all this stuff going on with the NCAA and basketball and getting eligibility back. You heard it here first now. Guess who is going to come out when he gets finished playing where he's playing now and going to ask to be reinstated to the NCAA because he has 4 years of eligibility left?
LeBron James.
You
got it.
LeBron James is going to ask to go back to college. He's going to take Bronny, his son, and then his other son Bryce, who's actually a freshman at Arizona. His son Bryce is a freshman. They're all going to go to wherever. They're all going to go to Akron University, or they may go to Miami of Ohio, and maybe Miami of Ohio continues to go 30, and they become loaded. And LeBron James is going to ask for his 4 years of eligibility back because he never got it. So you heard it here first.
Love that shit, wouldn't you? You would love that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would actually, and I would actually pull for whatever team he went for. Yes, I would. I would love it. So,
Did he graduate high school?
He graduated. Man, what you talking about? He graduated high school. Miller, you heard it here first, right?
You're correct.
You are correct. All right. We're wrapping up. Let's go. Studs and duds. What we've got, we're at 58 minutes. This is perfect. So I'll start with the gnome. Miller, stud?
No, I don't really have either for this week.
All right. Irv, stud or dud?
I think the stud is going to be this hockey game in Tampa Bay tonight. It's cool. They're outside, and they've done that. That's kind of cool, actually.
All right.
Irv, are they at the
I don't have a
Buccaneers
dud.
Stadium?
They're at Raymond James Stadium.
Raymond James.
Yeah. Teddy, stud,
That's the
dud.
Stadium, right?
I'll say a dud that probably a lot of people have this week, and that is the Hall of Fame voters.
Bill Kelly.
How in the world do you have the head coach that has 8 Super Bowl rings, has a dynasty that spanned 20 years, he gave you the GOAT in Tom Brady, and you don't elect him to be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
So did you,
regardless of whether you enjoy, regardless of whether you're a
25-year-old chick.
So did you hear the so did you hear the whole Teddy? Did you hear the whole story behind it about the potential rumor, the Hall of Fame gate about what went down, about potentially what happened?
Was it something he made a reporter mad or whoever votes on it?
No, so actually, it's not voted on by reporters because Ryan. This is kind of weird.
Right?
Ryan Leaf, the guy that flunked out, he gets a vote. I don't know how he gets a vote, but he gets a vote. But the theory going around, and I think I told Gray, you and I talked about this, right?
You mentioned it.
Yeah, the theory going around was Kraft is also up for the Hall of Fame, right? The owner of the Patriots. And him and Belichick, since they departed, he hates Bill Belichick, right? They're not friends anymore. Well, one of Kraft's best friends is Bill Polian, who was the general manager and for the Buffalo Bills, and wasn't he general manager for the Panthers too, for a while?
He was. Yeah. And Indianapolis.
Yeah, and Indianapolis. So they're really good friends. So the theory is Kraft contrived this notion basically for Poland to lead the blockade against Belichick this year, so he would not go in at the same time that that he was going in, but that Belichick will go in next year. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. So anyway, but yeah, I totally agree with you. That's a dud. That has to be one of the biggest duds in a while. So that's a good one. Gray, stud or dud?
Yeah, I love that dud, Teddy. I think dud as well. Just the NCAA as a whole, right? The kid from Alabama back playing that was in the G League. The fact that they're even just engaging in these debates and discussions and that it's going to legal. I don't know. The NCAA as a whole is just an absolute mess right now. The fact that the Amari Bailey kid is considering coming back, who's played pro. If you want to flip it to the football side of things, Miami literally just buying out Mensa from Duke at the last moment just because the way the portal and everything is set up, both on the basketball and football side. The NCAA just absolute dud as they continue to be. Stud, Charlotte Hornets, killing it right now. One of the hottest teams in the NBA. Best net rating in January. Won 6 in a row, including being the Spurs, Thunder. A lot of good teams. So very slept on team to add to the Panthers. North Carolina sports are on the up and up.
And Brian Kelly says that Irv is also a stud for a comeback with his angle, which he keeps moving around and changes it. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, Kelly was going to be my dud, but I'm going to change that now. So he's not. I'm just trying to give you a look-see in the garage. Okay.
Preston, stud or dud?
Yeah, it's raw because my stud is also my good old buddy Michael Irvin for figuring out how in the world to work his cellular device and getting on this and coming in here tonight, getting his earbuds charged up. I'm proud of you, man. I'm so proud.
I appreciate that.
Irv, man, I heard all this. I heard all this about you, about how technology challenged you were.
Miller,
do you think he can do it on his own, or do you think he's been baiting y'all all this time?
No, trust me, he can't do IT. I'm shocked that he's actually on here with us. Trust me.
Well,
he has a hard time figuring out his own TVs.
Shut up, Miller. Because Goody and I talked an hour before the show and got it all worked out. So just y'all can kiss my ass.
Exactly.
Clarification.
Hey, Goody, I do have a stud now. Preston Kelly's my new stud for the week.
Yeah. Do what you say? Yeah, mine too, Miller. Rainer, who you got, stud or dud, man?
I got a stud and a dud. My stud is Mike Irvin for fronting that fortified garage door he's got with the extra beams in it. That's awesome, man. That's a good background. Thank you, Mike.
I'm gonna get me some insulation packages for it.
Insulation. So my dud is the NEFELE. You get ready to have a halftime show with a Spanish-speaking drag queen that doesn't. I mean, it's an English-speaking country. Number 2 for the NEFELE is not having Belichick first ballot. Number 3 is what we talked about earlier with Shador being Pro Bowl quarterback. Those 3 things right there, they may drive a lot of people off in the next couple of weeks.
All right. Anybody else got any studs?
Bugs Bunny's halftime.
Anybody else got any studs and duds?
I just thought of it.
Okay,
I did
go
just
ahead.
think of my other stud. Rainer's going to like this one. That Canes comeback the other night where they were able to score 3 and win in regulation with, what was it, like 2 minutes left in that game?
Third time it's ever happened before.
Yes, but I went back and watched it. That was absolutely unbelievable. So I'm repping them tonight. Yep. I got my hat on, so that was cool to watch.
Well, they won tonight too in overtime.
There we go.
All right, I got 2 studs and 1 dud. So my first stud is Carlos Alcaraz. Y'all probably don't know who that is. Tennis player, Australian Open. He won it for the first time this just today. The youngest man ever to complete the career Grand Slam at 22.
I'm say, yeah.
And now he has 7 Grand Slams before he turned 23 years old. That's pretty damn good. Now this one pains me, Gray. This one pains me. My second stud is Cooper Flagg. NBA record for most points by a teenager. Had 49 against Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte. The Hornets the Hornets end up beating Dallas, but he shot 20 for 29 from the field and had 10 rebounds. Broke the Mavericks rookie record previously shared by Mark Aguirre. You guys probably don't remember Mark Aguirre, but he played for DePaul, played for the Mavs. He was nasty. The funny, ironic thing about this, the night that he broke Mark Aguirre's record, Mark Aguirre was in the building because his jersey was being retired at halftime of that game. So anyway, that's my 2 studs. The dud, Judge James Roberts. Anybody know who James Roberts is? Alabama.
When he rolled on the Bama kids.
Alabama. Granted a temporary restraining order for the kid from Alabama to play, despite being an Alabama donor. And it says that he gave him whatever classification he was in. He was in the $100,000 to $249,000 a year donation range for Alabama. So massive conflict of interest. He ended up having to finally recuse himself January 29th, and I think the new hearing is set up about this for February 6th. So, Irv, you got a question about that, bud? Comment?
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
That Cooper Flagg kid's pretty good. So is the Con Knipple. They definitely must have won something with those 2, right?
Yeah, they must have won the national championship. Oh no, that's right, they didn't. Sorry about that one. So real quick, Preston, what you got going on this week on the Preston Kelly Show and the locker room?
Yeah, the full announcement will go up tomorrow, but we took a little week off. But as long as Mother Nature decides to be kind to us, we're hoping to get the shows back this week with 2 Northside guys. And just go ahead. Thank you to you, Goody, for lending me your studio to be able to do this with both of these guys. But we're bringing in Reginald Gray, the sophomore quarterback from Northside, and Amari Anderson. He is the running back at Northside, as Rainer is dealing with camera difficulties, but they're going to be on the show at the exact same time, and hopefully we can get that episode out this week. But two great athletes from Northside that helped Northside get all the way to the state or regional finals. So they're going to be coming on this week, and can't wait for it.
All right, Rainer, who you got on the on your show this Friday with WSME Sports Talk? Who you got on your show?
Well, we got the Olympics getting ready to kick off, so we may have Mike Eruzione calling in.
Nice. By the way,
guest, but if we can get Rizzo, I've got an inside track to get Rizzo to call in. And if you haven't seen the Netflix series on the Boys of 80, check it out.
We watched it. I was just going to say
so
it.
Good.
We watched it last night. One, and Gray didn't know. Gray obviously wasn't born, but he knew we won. But not everybody knows this. A strange fact: we did not beat the Soviet Union for the gold medal. It was not the gold medal. We beat them. We beat them in the semifinals. Gray was like,
and then we're losing the finals to Finland
going into
until we
third,
woke up.
Yeah, and Gray was like, "You're joking with me." It was the finals. Like, no, dude. And they were out partying and getting down. And I asked Gray, I'm like, "What do you think would have happened if they ended up getting smoked in the finals? If they had lost the finals after all that?" So anyway,
beating the Soviets would have been awesome. But can you only imagine Herb Brooks after that first period? I mean,
I didn't realize.
An intense coach, buddy.
And I'll just say it flat out. I didn't realize Herb Brooks was such an asshole. I mean, he was. You guys need to watch it. It's legit. It's called Miracle. What's it called? Miracle, or it's called Miracle.
Miracle, the Boys of '80.
Yeah.
And there's the movie Miracle, of course, which is pretty accurate. And like the medical coach says, if Herb thinks everybody hates him, then they can bond together. And that's what they did. Herb turned everybody against him so that those guys from Boston and Minnesota would bond together.
Yeah, that was what was interesting. If you guys haven't watched it, so four players from his team, University of Minnesota, and then 4 players from University of Boston.
And they hated each other.
And they hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. But they were 8 of the 20 people on the 20-man team. But anyway, great series or great movie. Mm-hmm. Check it out. Yep. So on the Man Cave Network.
Another great one coming up on AMC is the 49ers thing starting tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Wednesday, Downey's Prep Report. Chris Miller, Wednesday, 12 p.m. We got head basketball coach Swansboro, Brett McFarland, and a couple players, Connor Maye, who is injured, and Lorenzo Floyd is point guard. That's all I really have to talk about. But one thing I do want to ask you guys real quick, and I had it on here. Rayner mentioned it. Winter Olympics kicks off in Italy February 6th, starting with Dave Miller. Dave Miller, what is your favorite Winter Olympic sport?
I like either luge or bobsled.
Favorite Olympic sport?
Yeah, I like the same thing. That's kind of cool. I like watching that.
Teddy, favorite Winter Olympic sport?
So hockey and then curling.
Okay, Gray, favorite Olympic sport.
Yeah, I mean the hockey's awesome. I love the skiing, man. Just seeing them fly off that's pretty fun to watch. So.
Preston, favorite Olympic sport. I hope nobody says mine. Go ahead. Favorite Olympic sport.
Olympic sport.
Yeah, Winter Olympic sport.
Okay. I mean, I'm not a big Winter Olympic watcher, but I'll just say skiing or something like that. It's cool to see those guys.
Okay, Rayner, what's yours? Hockey, I'm assuming.
No, I've always been in favor of the ice dancing.
Ice dancing. That's legit.
Hockey, baby. Ice hockey. That's it.
So I'm going to tell you mine. I'm going to tell you mine, and I can't believe nobody said it, man. It kind of combines skiing. Those guys get out there and they ski, man. Dude, they get out there and ski for like 10 miles or whatever, and then they have to sit down in it. They have to sit down in an instance, Teddy. And Teddy, you're laughing because you were in the military. Then they plop down on that cold, hard snow, and they have to fire that rifle. And then they get back up and ski again, and they ski another 10 miles or however long they ski in. And then they go and dude, that is ultimate control of your body, getting your heart rate or whatever. That is, dude, I love that. I love that better than anything. Teddy, you like that one too, man?
Yeah, that's pretty good. There's a lot of things that hit home with that. It takes a special type of concentration to be able to physically exert yourself over that distance and then fall back into your training to remember your fundamentals.
Yeah.
I only did it a couple of times, but I know guys that they would do that daily, and there's still a bunch of people out there that they're doing that daily, and it takes a special type of concentration and perseverance and a little bit of hard-headedness, because you got to be able to go that long distance and kind of turn your brain off and then turn it back on to focus.
Yeah, that's legit, man. I love it. But you know what? And we were talking about this. I literally love it, and Rayner's joking about it, the ice dancing, ice skating. I think I like literally every Winter Olympic sport that they have. I mean, it's just awesome, man. The Winter Olympics are great, and they're obviously
I like
outplayed. Go ahead, Irv.
I'm just saying I like that I can finally put a face on Teddy.
Oh, that's what you like, yeah.
See what Teddy looks like.
Teddy.
Yeah, that's Teddy.
Well, guys, this worked out well, man. We didn't let the snow keep us down.
Now, cuz.
We're high tech rednecks, so we got to talk. We'll determine next week if we're going to get together or not for the Super Bowl. We'll figure that out.
The Super Bowl Sunday, that'd be tough.
Yeah. So
the only downside to tonight is no Lupia.
Good point. No lumpia.
And no pie.
And no pie.
Yeah, no pie.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Hey, the biggest thing is no gravy.
No mashed potatoes and gravy for Irv.
We got no gravy, baby. You know I love the gravy.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for y'all that watched. Brian Kelly, you're my hero because you watched the whole show and you made several great comments. So next time we'll patch Preston. We'll patch him in. How about that? We'll patch him in next time.
Oh yeah, yes. Please, let's get
all right.
Kelly
just go out of the whole show.
Yeah, they'll just let him go at it. All right, later, guys.
See you guys.
See y'all.